Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose, and today's video is all about faux calligraphy. The aim of faux calligraphy, as the name suggests, is to create the same effect that you would get from using a calligraphy pen. The main thing to remember in faux calligraphy is that every time your pen moves up the page, you should create a thin line, and every time it moves down the page, you will create a thick line. And I'll now show you how this works using brush pens, because you can easily create the same effect. But I will film another video which focuses purely on the use of brush pens. Throughout this video I will create both the lowercase and the uppercase alphabet and show you then how to join the letters together. And on this letter A, you can see that I've drawn some arrows next to it to show where the pen's moving down the page and where it's moving up the page, and then creating the thick lines to mimic the calligraphy effect. You can use pretty much any pen or even pencil to practice faux calligraphy, and in this instance I'm using a Staedtler pigment liner with a 0.05 nib, and I'm creating my lettering on a Rhodia dot pad. I love using faux calligraphy in my journal. I also like to use it when I'm lettering quotes and also when making cards for people. I find it's a really quick and effective lettering style to use, and once you get used to always adding that downstroke, it becomes something that you can do without giving it too much thought. To speed up that thick downward line process, I'm now using a pigment liner with a 0.3 nib. You are of course welcome to copy the same style that I use in my handwriting, but equally you could just use your normal handwriting and get used to just adding those thick downward lines. I find that using dot paper is really helpful because it helps me to space out the letters and try and make them roughly an even size. For the rest of the alphabet, I've sped the video up further so that it hopefully doesn't take you too long to watch, but I hope you can still see how I'm forming the shape of those letters. And to speed things up for myself, what I'm now doing is writing out the alphabet and added the downward lines, but I'm waiting till the end of the line to then go back in and fill in all the thick downstrokes. I find that the best way to improve your handwriting and lettering is to do a little bit of practice on a regular basis. So I already write in my journal every evening. I always try and make a little bit of extra time to add in some lettering, whether that's faux calligraphy or brush lettering on my pages. And I also sit when I can and just write out the alphabet or practice forming different words. So now that I've finished writing out the lowercase alphabet, I'm going to show you how I join those letters together. I make sure that wherever possible there's a little upward hook at the end of each letter, and then write the next one right next to it so that it attaches to that hook, and then I go in and add those downward strokes in the same way that I did when writing out the alphabet. One of the great things for me about faux calligraphy is that you can use almost any pens that you've got lying around. So I'm now going to be using the Pigma Micron pens in both pink and purple. I also like to play around with the thickness of the downward stroke, so that you'll notice on this word I decide to add a much thicker downward stroke, which just adds to the effect. Another fun thing to do with faux calligraphy is to decorate those letters. So on the first word I'm adding black dots to the downward stroke, and I will then use a white Signo gel pen to add white stripes to the word hello. It's a really quick and fun way to personalise your own lettering style. The final pen I'm going to use is a Pentel dual metallic pen, and the glittery shimmery ink looks really great when you add those thick downstrokes. So I hope this video inspires you to look at the pens that you've got lying around and having a go with them to see what kind of effects you can create. The next thing I will be sharing with you in this video is how I create my uppercase alphabet. As with the lowercase alphabet, you can feel free to copy how I form these letters, or you can just add the downward strokes to your normal handwriting with how you form those uppercase letters. If you're interested in brush lettering, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will be filming a separate video just for that. But getting used to the downward strokes on faux calligraphy will really help you out when it comes to learning how you want to use the brush pen to create those downward strokes naturally. If you do decide to give faux calligraphy a go and you're on Instagram, please do post the pictures and tag me in. I would love to see what you create. My Instagram handle is Journal with Purpose. I use faux calligraphy in lots of different ways. I always think it looks great on gift tags and envelopes. But also when I'm writing things in my journal, I really like to be able to either add headings in this style or use it for just keywords that I really want to stand out on my page. Since I've been releasing videos on YouTube, I've had lots of requests to film a hand lettering video, and this is the first one that I've done of this style, so I really hope that it is helpful for you. But if there's anything you feel that I haven't covered or isn't clear, please do let me know in the comments section down below. The final piece I will be sharing with you is how I letter a quote, and one of the things I really like to do is just add the faux calligraphy to a couple of words. I think it's really effective to make those words stand out. I often like to add quotes to my journal pages, and I also have a book that just contains quotes that I love, and it's a really nice way to sit down and practice hand lettering. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have, it would be great if you would give the video a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.